Is he mine? The question didn't just break the silence of the clinic waiting room. It broke Tiana Jenkins. Jae-Hyun Park's voice was low, dangerous, and familiar. It was the voice she used to fall asleep to, the voice that promised her the world, right before he let his family destroy it. Tiana froze. Her hand instinctively flew to her 7-month pregnant belly, a protective shield against the man who had abandoned her. She looked up. 6 months. That's how long it had been since she signed the divorce papers. 6 months since she walked out of the Park family estate with nothing but a suitcase and a broken heart. And now, here he was, Jae-Hyun Park, the heir to the 7-star syndicate, the dragon of Seoul. He looked like he had been shot. His eyes, usually so cold and calculated, were wide, fixed on the curve of her stomach. He did the math in his head. She could see the numbers clicking behind his eyes. 6 months divorced, 7 months pregnant. Is he mine? He asked again, stepping closer. His expensive Italian shoes clicked on the linoleum floor like the ticking of a bomb. Tiana wanted to run. She wanted to scream. She wanted to tell him that he lost the right to ask that question the day he chose his mother's approval over his wife's dignity. But she couldn't move, because Tiana knew one thing about the Mafia. You can divorce the man, but you can never divorce the power. And looking at the fire in Jae-Hyun's eyes, she realized the terrifying truth. He wasn't just looking at an ex-wife. He was looking at his heir. For the next week, Tiana felt eyes on her. She was working at a small English bookstore in Hongdae. It was a humble life, far from the penthouse luxury she had shared with Jae-Hyun. She lived in a walk-up apartment with peeling wallpaper. But then, things started happening. The broken streetlight outside her apartment was fixed overnight. The landlord, who had been threatening to raise the rent, suddenly called to say he was lowering it. Fresh fruit, expensive mangoes she craved, appeared on her doorstep every morning. And the flowers. Not roses, sunflowers, her favorite. Because you deserve the sun, the card read. No name. Then he showed up. Tiana was closing the bookstore. It was raining. Jae-Hyun was standing outside, holding an umbrella. He wasn't wearing his suit jacket. He looked human. "I'm not here to fight," he said, holding the umbrella over her head. "I'm here to drive you home. It's slippery. You shouldn't walk." "I can take care of myself," Tiana said. "I know, but you shouldn't have to. Please, Tiana, just a ride." She got in the car. It smelled like him, sandalwood and rain. "I spoke to my mother," Jae-Hyun said, his eyes on the road. Tiana stiffened. "I don't care." "You should. I removed her from the board. She has been stripped of her title. She has no access to the company accounts. She has been sent to the Jeju estate." Tiana stared at him. You exiled your own mother for me?" "No," Jae-Hyun said firmly. "For us. She tried to buy you. She insulted my wife. She threatened my heir. I should have done it years ago. I was a coward, Tiana. I was afraid of breaking the family. But when I saw you at the clinic, I realized the family was already broken because you weren't in it." But Madame Park wasn't a woman who went down quietly. She didn't stay in Jeju. She made a call to the Triad of Incheon, a rival syndicate that had been trying to topple Jae-Hyun for years. "My son is weak. He is distracted by a foreigner, a pregnant foreigner. If you want to strike, do it now." Tiana was at home when her phone rang. "Hello?" "Listen to me." Jae-Hyun's voice was urgent. Panic edged his tone. "Lock the door. Stay away from the windows. I'm coming to get you." "Jae-Hyun? What's going on?" "My mother. She did something stupid. There are men coming. I'm 5 minutes away. Do not open the door for anyone." Tiana dropped the phone. She heard heavy footsteps on the stairs. She grabbed a kitchen knife. She backed into the bedroom. Kick. The front door splintered. 3 men entered. They wore masks. "Where is she?" one growled. Tiana hid in the closet, holding her breath, her hands clutching her belly. "Please," she prayed, "please save us." The bedroom door opened. The man saw her. He grinned. "Found her." Crash! The living room window shattered. Jae-Hyun didn't use the door. He came through the window from the fire escape. He was a demon. He moved with a speed and violence Tiana had never seen. He broke the first man's arm before he could raise his gun. He kicked the second man through the coffee table. The third man, the one in the bedroom, turned. Jae-Hyun didn't hesitate. Bang! 1 shot. The man fell. Jae-Hyun rushed to the closet. He was bleeding from a cut on his cheek. He ripped the door open. "Tiana!" He pulled her into his arms. He was shaking. "I've got you," he gasped, burying his face in her neck. "I've got you. Nobody touches you. Nobody touches my family."
"You can't go back there," Jae-Hyun said. They were in his car, speeding through the night. "My apartment is a crime scene and it's not safe. You're coming with me." "To the penthouse? To the fortress." He took her to his penthouse, but it was different. The cold, modern furniture was gone. It was filled with warm colors, soft rugs, and a nursery. He opened the door to the spare room. It was painted soft yellow. A crib was set up, a rocking chair. "You did this?" Tiana whispered. I did it the day after I saw you at the clinic, Jae-Hyun admitted. I hoped one day you would let me see him. I didn't know if you ever would, but I had to be ready. Tiana looked at him. The arrogant Mafia boss was gone. In his place was a man terrified of losing the only thing that mattered. Jae-Hyun, she said softly, you saved us. I almost failed you, he said bitterly. If I had been 1 minute later, but you weren't. She took his hand. She placed it on her belly. Feel this. The baby kicked, hard. Jae-Hyun's eyes widened. Tears pooled in them. He's strong, he whispered. He gets that from his daddy, Tiana smiled weakly. Jae-Hyun fell to his knees, pressing his face against her stomach. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. I promise, Tiana, I will burn the world before I let anyone hurt you again. 2 months later, the war with the Triad was over. Jae-Hyun had dismantled them with a ruthlessness that terrified his enemies and reassured his allies. But the real battle was happening in the delivery room. Breathe, Tiana, breathe. Jae-Hyun was pale, looking like he might pass out. You breathe, Tiana screamed, crushing his hand. You did this to me. I know, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. You better not. It was a long night, but at 3:14 a.m., a cry filled the room. The doctor held him up, a baby boy, healthy, perfect. Jae-Hyun cut the cord. His hands, usually so steady with a gun, were trembling. He brought the baby to Tiana. Look at him, Jae-Hyun whispered. He has your eyes. And your nose, Tiana laughed, exhausted. What do we name him? Jae-Hyun asked. Kai Jenkins Park. Kai, Jae-Hyun tested the name. Victory, it suits him. 6 months later, the Seychelles, a private beach, no press, no paparazzi, no toxic family members, just Tiana, Jae-Hyun, baby Kai, and Tiana's mother, Mama Jenkins, who had flown in from Atlanta and was currently threatening to feed Jae-Hyun if he didn't eat enough. Tiana wore a simple white dress. She held Kai in her arms. Jae-Hyun stood at the altar. He wasn't wearing a black suit. He was wearing white linen. He looked free. I, Jae-Hyun Park, take you, Tiana Jenkins, to be my wife, again, and this time I promise to choose you, over the business, over the legacy, over everything. You are my empire. Tiana smiled, tears streaming down her face. I, Tiana Jenkins, take you, Jae-Hyun Park, to be my husband. I promise to love you, to fight for you, and to never let you forget that you belong to me. They kissed. The sun set over the ocean, and for the first time in the history of the 7-star syndicate, the dragon didn't need to roar. He just needed to hold his family.